All right, make sure everything's hooked up. Get ready to get this show. What up? All right. I type like a third grader. 1 second, I'll be with you guys. I'll be with you 1 second. We get this show started. Make some adjustments.
I had a crazy idea.
All right, everything's in here. We should be starting in a second. If I can make sure my sound is right. I should be able to hear myself. And I can. Sound is right. All right. What's up, y'all? 1 second. Give me a second. Got to supercharge. We're going to have us a good show tonight. You understand what I'm saying? Real quick, couple announcements. I hit 150,000 subscribers today. The unstoppable train known as the DRC family continues to grow, and there are plenty of seats left. If you have not subscribed, this is the place to be on Friday nights. The best kept secret on YouTube. Shout out to the channel members and shout out to the mods. And shout out to everybody that's subscribed. I'm choking on my own so hype. Second thing is my other channel that I was running. Just gave it to my wife, Tony. She will be uploading her first video on Sinister Intent. So if anybody has the link for Sinister Intent, you can put it in here for people to go and subscribe. This is her first YouTube video. Y'all show us some love and support. And we all start from somewhere. You know, I'm coaching her this whole week. She's going to do a fabulous job, and she's going to do a good video on the topic she has, which is very interesting. So you guys stay tuned for that. It'll probably be dropping tomorrow night after I get done doing the editing and stuff after she films. So we got the Sinister Intent YouTube channel. We got Tony taking that over. She's premiering tomorrow night. And we did hit 150,000 subscribers today. We got 145 people in here. You guys know when you wipe your feet and come in, hit the like button. Do me a favor, just hit that thumbs up button to let other people know that we got a live stream going on, and let other people know, and we can really pack this house tonight. But yeah, I just appreciate everybody, you know, supporting me through all these times. You know, I made like 5,000 plus videos, and it don't never get no easier. You know what I'm saying? And I just appreciate you guys just spending the time, taking time out of your day to even just look at what I got to say. So I do appreciate you guys. I really want to say that. Another thing is, earlier, I want to apologize. I mean, I don't think I have to apologize, but I did a video about an old lady out there, 88-year-old woman that was attacked earlier today, and it really bothered me. And like it just, I was thinking about my grandma, you know, and just missing my grandma and what I would do if that happened to her. And I can only, my heart only goes out empathetically about what these people are going through, what happened to this woman. So if you haven't seen that video, man, you know what I mean? I almost lost it. I had to catch myself. Very few times do I get like that, but I was really worked up because stuff like that shouldn't happen. But tonight I'm going to talk with y'all about that Diddy documentary. And I've been telling y'all to look at it. If you have not looked at it, you are missing out. That was one of the best documentaries I ever seen. I'm being honest with you. And you're hearing a lot of scrutiny and stuff coming out about it today. People talking about it, you know, other artists or people in the industry talking about it, about how 50 Cent is foul for putting this stuff out. Listen, that man put his own stuff out. You understand what I'm saying? He put his own stuff out. When you put your dirty laundry out there and you ain't scared of being seen and you make the whole world your playground and you out in public and you want the scrutiny, you got to take the bad that come with it. You know what I mean? Once something hit the news, it's fair game for anybody. Shit, I do reports on the news all the time. You know what I'm saying? I just give my opinion. Am I right all the time? No, but I mean, according to, you know, the way I feel and think, I give my perspective. Anybody can do that. Now, I will tell you this. In that situation, when I seen that documentary, man, it's a couple times I was almost like in tears. The one, hold on. How many of y'all seen the documentary first? We'll get to that me in a second. It's all about y'all tonight. How many of y'all seen that documentary? I got to look over here because I can't. It's going too fast on my phone. How many of y'all seen the documentary? You watched the CC? In fact, I usually do shout outs in the beginning, man. If I missed you, I'm sorry because I tried to jump into this and start this at 7 o'clock. Nope, a lot of people didn't see it. And Marlon said, you do dirt, you get dirt. You saw it, Sunflower? Hazel says she's seen it. Miss Mimi? Paula Avias? Yeah. Alicia, y'all watched it? It was a mess. It was a mess. And you know what's crazy about it? When I made that video, I was trying not to tell too much, but like some of the stuff I was just screaming to get that out and give my opinion on it. This guy right here, man, Puffy, I'm about to point to him like you can see him on the live stream. He worst of the worst, man. He is worst of the worst. And I'm speaking from a dude's perspective. I don't know how he would translate to being a female, but Puffy, every dude that came in contact with a guy with at least one attribute of Puffy. This is my whole synopsis of how I see this man. And it hasn't changed, but it changed a little bit because we're older. I was in my 20s when Puffy came out. Puffy ain't nothing but 2 years older than me. In fact, I don't even think he's my age yet. No, he might be. But anyway, you know, I was in my 20s when Biggie Smalls broke. I was like, what, 20 years old? 19 years old? You know what I'm saying? And like him, Tupac, I kept up with both of them. You know what I'm saying? They both had good music. Then Biggie came out and then, you know, he had Puffy with him. And Puffy always was a corny dude to me. He was always talking in the video, all that talking in the beginning. Bad boy, take that stupid shit. A lot of people didn't like that, but they just put up with it because Biggie his talent overshadowed goofy shit. He's 56. Okay, yeah, he's older than me. I'm 52. But Biggie his talent overshadowed the goofy shit that he did. Puffy always was corny. He always was corny. He's a promoter. In the video, man, the stuff they were saying he did, and then the thing is crazy. He was like, everybody was like getting diddled by him. Getting some type of molestation or sexual. Everybody was getting his wrath. If he liked you, he gonna try you. The reason why he remind me of dudes I knew when I was younger, this guy right here, real weak, super insecure, and it started with his childhood. Did you see in the beginning? I like how they did the video, the documentary, because it was like 4 hours. I watched that shit straight. His childhood had a lot to do with who he presently is. You see the guy, what's the other guy? His friend, the guy that co-founded Bad Boy, the one that's struggling right now, Kirk Burroughs, the guy with the dreadlocks that know him inside and out, told all kind of stuff on him. You know what I'm saying? This is a cutthroat dude. Everything he wanted to do, it started off of, you know, like him wanting to be something that he not. This guy, the thing that make him treacherous to me is, and this is like scary to me, he would get on stage and just do any fucking thing. And he would have people around him that if they got close to him, just on stage with him talking or whatever, you could see the dark energy, them trying to like just, how he detests people. He would hold up an award and dance, knowing that he didn't have nothing to do with that shit. And he put his arm around the person he's fucking over in the business and laugh with them like they supposed to not see the bullshit that he just did. I'm gonna tell you something. When I first came to Houston, right? And I started working doing fish tanks. That was the business I did, like, you know, building designer fish tanks. I got a job with a company and they were all Hispanic, right? Shout out to the Latinos. And some of them would do stuff I'd never seen before. They would go to work together as partners, like, you know, in the same work truck. They work out in teams. And motherfuckers would come back and then snitch on each other that one person fell asleep or one person killed the fish at the house or something like that. But they would do it when the other one's not around. And then when the person would get confronted and that people tell that the other person told on their partner, they would act like nothing ever happened and go back to work with them, like act like they were supposed to get mad. Puffy remind me of that. Puffy remind me of that shit. What kind of person fucks people over day in and day out? You know what I'm saying? And does that kind of shit. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you. I've never seen that. It's no way he can go back to New York. It's no way. I'm from Jersey. It's no way. Then the whole situation, man, we start from the beginning. The way his mom was with him, that right there is like, that put throw up in my mouth. Typical shit. You got these women out here a lot of times, they single, and I know it's hard raising a kid, not going to take nothing from you, but she was in a particular type of street life, and she was trying to raise him at the same time. Her dad, his dad was supposed to be a drug dealer or whatever, that got killed. I think they said in Central Park, he got blown up in Central Park. And later on in life, Puffy, looking for, you know, his direction and his meaning in his life, like all boys do, all of a sudden, he got this persona of what he think his dad is, and now he want to be this. Mom was abusing him when he was young. Did you hear the guy Kirk Burroughs, his best friend? He said when he would get beatings, it wouldn't even be funny. It would be like, and then like he didn't even answer. You could see he was picturing it. He was like, yo, it was bad. You know what I'm saying? And he said his mom raised him as a pimp. She was dressing him in clothes like drug dealers that she know. He was like a little man. They say when he went to his dad's funeral, he was a little kid in a full-length chinchilla. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people put their representation of what they want their kids to be at a young age on them, and they don't understand this shit. And I think that fucked him up. You know what I'm saying? Him being in them parties with all them grown-up people, and they got them dancing on the stage and all that shit. I think they have a lot to do with fucking up his sexuality. Because when you're a little kid, you know what you don't know what a man is supposed to be or a little girl is supposed to be. You just see people partying and all this other type of stuff, and you pick and choose things that you think you like or according to the reaction of people that go through this type of stuff. Thank you, Fonda. I appreciate you. A lot of this shit is psychological, and you see it play out in real time every day with children. Not appropriate. You're right. Not appropriate. And it's like nobody wants to admit that, you know, they are the problem a lot of times in how their children turn out. No parent wants to be seen as a bad parent, even though they do bad things around their children that affect their upbringing and the way they act in society. We see that every day in court. Motherfucking kid, 14, 15, 16 years old, go kill somebody. Family in there. He ain't do it. Knowing damn well you know your kid. You know what your kid do. Anytime I got called to school for my kids doing something crazy, I know what they will and won't do. Soon as I get in front of the principal and they get to talking, as soon as I look at them, they give me that look. Come on, you know your kids. But for some odd reason, this I'm going to stick and I'm going to say he didn't do it. It's crazy, man. The world's fucked up. And that's a byproduct of it. You know, sit with his mom. Then he got older. You know what I'm saying? He went to Norfolk State. I think they said he went to Norfolk State and then he dropped out because he wanted to do the music shit. Because you got to remember, from 1986 to like 1995, 1996, that was one of the greatest times in music. It will never be a time like that again. Y'all guys remember when the rap game hit, it was a new rapper, 2, 3 a week. When they seen that the rap music was profitable, they was hiring all kind of people. We would watch your MTV Raps and they would have some of the corniest rappers on there ever. Y'all all remember back in the day, a lot of y'all are my age. Remember this? You would watch MTV Raps? When it came on, nobody missed that. We were coming off the street to watch that. You'll watch your MTV Raps and you'll be waiting to see your favorite song, your favorite artist, your favorite video. They'll put somebody corny on there like Busy B or not. Yeah, Busy B, that one video he had. Everybody, oh man, let me walk around and real quick and then come back. And they always played the best videos for last or the newest video. Man, it was never a time. And then like the rap was different then anyway, but like it was more masculine. It was about getting the honeys and being smooth and everybody had their own style. Nowadays, you see how rap is. It's fucked up. The more dumber you sound, the more money you make and the more people want to be like you. Look at the styles you see people doing now. This shit is crazy. It's not even music no more. It's like a manifesto for us to kill each other. And I ain't even talking about that right now, but you understand what I'm saying. Shit is crazy, bro. It's crazy and it's heartbreaking. Because I like rap. I used to, when I was young, I'm like, I'm gonna like rap forever. But the shit grows, you outgrow it because it's going in a direction that's outside of your realm of reality. For real. And then this shit is just crazy. It's heartbreaking. And then this is my thing. This is the reason why I'm bringing that up. Puffy, with the way he came up, he had a hustler's spirit and he was hungry. The only thing I can give him out of this whole thing, Puffy and Usher, the video, yeah, I'm gonna get to that. The thing, the whole thing, what I can say about him that's good was he had a drive, an insatiable drive. And a lot of people have that, but they don't act on it. He did. He rose from being a nobody to a somebody. I gotta give it to him because I did that same thing down here in Houston. I came down here with $800 in my pocket, $200. By the time I got down here, paying my plane ticket and getting a hotel because I just got off the bus. You know, I got off the I caught a Greyhound for one part and then I flew the rest of it. From that, I had $200 in my pocket the first full day I was here. And I said, I gotta eat. I had to go and get in the shelter. I had to find the nearest shelter, Salvation Army shelter out here in Houston. I was homeless for a year. But every day I went to the Barnes and Nobles and I read all the books, all them college books, all them biology books, all them water chemistry books, all those books I could. Everything to remind me that I'm not just on the street and I have a mission. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Jersey. My life was not good up there. You know what I'm saying? And I came out here and I had to recreate myself and I did it and I never let nothing stop me. He has that same spirit. And a lot of people have it, but they don't act on it. First hurdle, they fall over, they quit. A lot of young people nowadays, and it ain't like I hate young people. They have quitters mentalities. That's why there's so much violence. That's why these motherfuckers can't get out here and they get mad. And all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to, let me just kill him and get out the way. God damn. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happened to walking away? I'm not going to let nobody knock me off my square. You know what I'm saying? That's real rap. This guy right here, man, had a hustler spirit. He jumps up and built something. Another thing is this. That guy, I forgot his name, Harrell or whatever, the executive he was living with. Remember they say he was living with the executive for some years? The executive running around here calling him his son. That seemed kind of fruity to me. You know what I mean? That seemed kind of fruity to me. Because that guy seemed like he had some, you know what I mean? He was funny with the money a little bit. I don't know. But anyway, Puffy lived in that man's house, right? Yeah, it was a little strange. He lived in that man's house. All of a sudden, Puffy got to the point where he felt as though his ass was bigger, Andre Harrell. He thought he was bigger than the guy, remember? And that guy fucked up. And this is one of the things people in business do when they want to pass responsibility to others that ain't ready for it or they too lazy to oversee stuff. What did they say? They said Puffy went out and got the artist and then they put Puffy over the artist. And he told Puffy what? Ain't none of the artists bigger than you. Because he knew Puffy had value, and Puffy took that wrong and went to his head. When Diddy got on his own and he had that falling out with Andre Harrell, because everybody Diddy crossed paths with, he fuck him over. And that's scary. That shit is scary. Everybody he crossed paths with, he cut their throat in one way or another. You know what I'm saying? What you say, Jalen, you think the documentary was one-sided? Why you say that? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell you something. I knew this shit was going to be good when they showed him screaming, whatever I want, I get. Looking all crazy. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. He's a nutcase. He's everything I thought he was. You know what I'm saying? You said, did he hire him back? But I mean, you know, Diddy got on his own, man, and then he was just doing crazy stuff. Then, like, you know, what hit me hard, like 3 or 4 things that hit me hard was, you know, his mindset of how he would talk people to sleep like they were stupid. And because he was who he was and he held all the cards, they was forced to kneel before him. That's rough. That's rough. That's rough. He had snakish tendency. This dude right here is Cobra Commander. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? And for him to be in court crying and all this other stuff, and then in a documentary that's crazy to me, I forgot who said it. Somebody said, you noticed when he was in the room, you seen he was shaking and shit, and he was talking to them like, y'all need to come together. We losing right now. They taking stabs at me. He was panicked. He knew it was over. When I said, damn, he let somebody film him looking like that. He's sweating. Yo, he let people see him. I'm like, yo, I think honestly, I don't know who recorded that footage, but I honestly believe they wasn't holding the cell phone. They wasn't walking around with a cell phone, because the stuff he was saying, I don't think he would have did it if somebody was walking around with a cell phone. I honestly believe they had some type of spy technology or something, like glasses or something. They had to have something. You know, they got them glasses out here where, you know what I'm saying, you could. Now, I think some of that footage came from, you know, actually there, like the studio shit and stuff like that, and him acting a fool. I think he was around people he thought he could trust. But some of that shit, like that hotel room at the end, when he was scared and trying to get people to talk for him, yeah, I don't think they were walking around with a cell phone because he was stressed out. He wouldn't let nobody film him doing that. But I mean, this whole thing, man, is just crazy the way he was as a person, man. And I mean, that's hard. The reason why I brought up how rap is now, I think if Biggie and Tupac never died, rap would not go in the direction it was in right now. They were trendsetters and they was trailblazers. They was pathing the direction in which rap was going. See what I'm saying? Because remember, when Biggie died, Puffy was just trying to do anything, the goofy shit, the dancing, the shiny suits. Remember that shit with the locks and stuff? They wanted to try to get their royalties and stuff. He was fucking them over. And they had that Free the Locks campaign. Remember that? Because the Locks is one of my favorite groups. I remember that. Yo, Puffy, when Biggie died, Puffy was just trying to do any damn thing. But I'm going to say this about the Tupac shit. You see when they talked about it, and I said all of that makes sense. Thank you, Rosa. Thank you. They said that Tupac was already out. You know what I'm saying? Biggie came up. Tupac was feeling his style. Tupac met Biggie and was respecting him, artist to artist. Puffy was there. Puffy was trying to get all in it. Hey, man, we need to work together. What did Tupac say? He wasn't feeling that shit. Yeah, that's what I'm about to get right now, living like Nara. Puffy was, you know, I'm going to tell you something. When you have goofy ass energy, real motherfuckers see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Puffy, one of them dudes, man, I'll be cordial with you, but if I can avoid being around you, I will. Because, like, it's no good. Listen, man, you only around people that are a reflection of the personification of who you manifest yourself to be. Puffy ain't my type of dude. You know what I'm saying? Then the thing that's funny is Tupac seen that. He respectful. What's the name say to him? Oh, we need to work together. Let's do something together. He like, nah, I'm trying to fuck with Biggie. In so many words. Puff ain't like that. Biggie was feeling Pac. You know what I'm saying? They showed them together having fun and all kind of stuff. Here come Puffy all the way when they on the stage talking. Here come Puffy with the goofy suits, the thick glasses, the derby hat, the goofy shit, two big suits and shit. It's a scene on there when Tupac and Biggie on the stage, and Puffy got the mic and he walking around and talking and shit. Look how they looking at him. I want you to really look when he's on stage with people. Look at their demeanor. A lot of times when he talk, they're not paying attention. That time Faith Evans was on the podium with him at the Source Awards or the Soul Train Awards, I think it was, in LA, her whole countenance told me everything I needed to know. Everything I needed to know. Puffy up there talking, holding the award, and she just looking to the side, and it's cringeworthy. She like, don't want him touching her. It's a mess. But, you know, the situation with Pac and Biggie, man, we don't know where rap would have been if this hadn't. And then the thing is, Puffy started the beef between Tupac and what's her name? You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, when what started was when Death Row at the Source Awards shit on Puffy. Remember, they was like, yeah, if you don't want rappers in your video, the production manager in the video dancing and all this stuff, come to Death Row. Remember he was saying that? That made Puffy mad. Now in the documentary they said it and like it came out, looked like it's true. Puffy don't handle any slight he never forget, and he'll get you eventually. That right there set Puffy off. Now Puffy not one of them people, and the documentary showed it, where he a tough guy. He a tough guy in certain situations when he have the advantage, but when it come to people he don't really know, or it's a situation where everybody can see and he got to show and prove, he take the low road. You see what he did when Suge Knight said that shit about him? He went right up there, they good artists, we good artists, you know, I'ma just leave it at that, you know, respect. And then later on, they showed the situation where Puffy had this thing where he would go after people's girls. You know what I'm saying? He would like go after girlfriends just to see if he could grab them or snatch them. I ain't never seen a guy that want to fuck after another man. He did that with Al B. Sure's girlfriend. Then the thing that cracked me up, you know, when he was dealing with you know, one of them chicks, and Eric Sermon was a friend of her from EPMD. They said Puffy came around there trying to act the fool and swung on Eric Sermon. He said when he swung on Eric Sermon was like, you gonna swing on me with all these people out here and you can't whip none of us. You know what I'm saying? And he said, you know what, come around the corner. He said, Puffy was like, all right. They said they drove around the corner. Eric Sermon was about to give him the business. Said Puffy was like, hold up, listen to this real quick. And then he gave him the Biggie tape. And when he heard the beef was over. He was like, oh shit, this shit fly. So he used Biggie to stop him getting his ass whipped. Man, come on, man. Thank you, Miss Massey. I appreciate you, baby. But you understand what I'm saying? Man, it's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. Then like this part where he put the $1 million hit out on Suge. Because remember, he tried to get Suge popped that first time when they was in that club. I think they said it was in Atlanta. And they said it started when he was trying to go after one of Suge's girls that was out there in Atlanta. Suge heard about it and pulled up to the club where Puffy was at with his man. They went up in there, where he at? Then they went out, they rushed him outside. You know what I'm saying? The security put him out there and he says an undercover cop, a plainclothes cop that was hired by the club, said he got outside with his boy and Suge, and they said the dude came up next to him, the hitman, and just looked at Suge and then lit his boy up and killed him. Then after that, Puffy had to put that hit out on Tupac because he was a threat between his relationship with Big. You know what I'm saying? And he know Suge Knight was gonna be on his ass, so he wanted them both gone. So what did he do? He had that drug dealer friend that had connections on the West Coast. I forgot that guy's name, the guy with the funny mouth who wound up dying. He had connections with him, so he took that as, you know what I'm saying, he could get a foothold and get some people outside of the normal people he know to take care of them on the West Coast, because that's where they from. Tupac and what's the name, because that's where they was at. And they came up with this sum where he hooked it up with $1 million a hit for both Suge and what's the name. That's why that hit happened out there in Las Vegas. And Keefe D, the one that set it up. You know what I mean? That Keefe D shit made me mad as hell. Did you see, I forgot what it's called, where like you can speak off the record to federal agents or police, and it cannot be held up in court, no matter what you say, so you can't be persecuted by that. That shit. Yeah, Capricorn Clark. What do I think about Capricorn Clark? I don't know, man. Because let me finish this real quick. Ask me that question again. My thing is, now Puffy got heat on him. Yeah, because I'll dance all over, baby. Let me stick with one thing first. Now Puffy got heat on him. Keefe D talking to the Fed. This is after Tupac and all of them was dead. Keefe D talking to the feds, right? Keefe D telling stuff they ain't even asking him the question, and he's telling them stuff, right? And then as they're trying to reverb what he's saying more stuff on top of that to make it compelling that he really know what he's talking about, and he ain't telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? That shit crazy. He in there telling them stuff. He like, yeah, this the part shocked me. He said, we only knew we was driving around looking for them because they was promised this $1 million, him and some boys, him and his boys. He said, we was driving around Vegas looking for him. He said, a woman was like, said Tupac and Suge pull up to a stoplight and was like, oh, said a woman was like, oh, Tupac. He said he heard it and he looked, he said, oh, there they go right there. So they pulled up on him on the strip, pulled right up next to him and lit the car up. They hit Tupac up, hit Suge in the head, right? And then they drove off. They said they took off in the car, went and parked the car, left the guns in the car, and then came back around and just walked by the crime scene and looked in the car to make sure they was dead. Ain't that some shit? That's some shit. They shot him up and then walked straight face past the crime scene. Keefe D said this out of his mouth. He said, then when it was time to get paid, Puffy, being Puffy, I got you. Because they was like, when did you get the money? And they was like, well, the way we said, yo, you got that, because they was talking in code on the phone. So Puffy like, yeah, you gonna get taken care of. They said they only got half the money, $500,000 sometime later. They said the other half, right, they never received. Because supposedly Puffy gave the $500,000 to his drug dealer boy that's what to take it to them, and he never took the money out there. Ain't that some shit? Now Suge is alive. Puffy did all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And now Tupac dies, right? Later on, this shit with Biggie, foul shit. They go back out there. What's the Source Awards, I think it was, or the Soul Train Awards. Sometime months after Tupac's death, they go out there knowing it's a hot spot. Biggie ain't even want to go. Oh, we got security. The drug dealing dude that they know supposedly had knew some Crips out there, and they was going to provide them security. They all out in the open. Biggie like, I'm not feeling this. So anyway, that Saturday morning, right? Biggie's supposed to be on a plane back to New York and then going to UK to go and talk to the media. He was one of the first rappers that had exposure to the UK media. The dude, Kirk Burroughs, the guy with the dreadlocks that helped found Bad Boy, his Puffy's best friend, who really running the company with Puffy mom, he calling Biggie like, yo, where you at? You supposed to be on a flight. We got to get you to UK tonight. He taking care of all the booking and stuff. They say Puff calls back. You know what I'm saying? Because Biggie was like, man, I'm scared. I'm trying to get out of here. He said, Puff ain't leaving. We sitting here. I'm trying to get home. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. I appreciate you, gentlemen. And all of a sudden, now, how the jukebox videos, yeah, I remember that. Puffy calls back to his boy Kirk. Hey, we staying out here. He ain't going to UK. Because remember, Biggie was supposed to be on the issue of Rolling Stone. Remember that? Now, all of a sudden, they stay out there. That morning, Puffy hangs up on him. He's staying out there. That night, Biggie get killed. They still don't know who killed Biggie. You know what I mean? I didn't really get that in the thing. What tore me up is they showed the actual video of the man getting shot up. They ain't showing him like the bullets hitting. They show him hitting the car. And then Puffy getting out the car acting like he don't know nothing. Oh, we got to do something. And then the thing that's crazy is they had an idea who it was. Because I think it was Puffy that said what car it was. Right? And then when everything calmed down and Big was dead, Puffy told his people, don't cooperate. Don't tell them nothing. You know what I'm saying? And they never found out what happened. That shit is foul, man. And then the thing that really hurt my heart, like this is one of the parts that like kind of brought me to tears a little bit, or choked me up rather. When they showed Big's funeral, right? And you know, Puffy made it a big thing. We gonna make this the biggest funeral ever and all this other stuff. So the dude, Kirk Burroughs, was like, where this money coming from? This is a lot of money, right? Man, Puffy used the money or the proceeds supposedly from Biggie's contract and put the expense on Biggie. So remember back in the day when Biggie's mom was like, yo, they ain't really give me no money and all this type of stuff. Puffy do this thing where he red tape you. Oh, well, this is a fee. This costs much, this cost that much. Oh, the Biggie funeral, it cost this much. Puffy didn't care because he was going to keep the money anyway. And then he going to give people crumbs off the fucking table. That woman's son died in a horrific way because you had control of his movements and actions because of a position of power you was in, and also you use your friendship to have him around you to make you look bigger than you was when your dumbass should have been back in NY and he fucking paid for it and you didn't. That shit hurt me. Then his mom, you ain't really give hook his mom up like that? Man, that's some foul shit, man. What kind of heart you got? You don't have none. You don't have none. That shit was a fucking shame. Then the thing that was messed up was the Craig Mack shit too. You know what I'm saying? In fact, before I even get to the Craig Mack shit, the shit that was fucked up is, regardless of the Biggie funeral, did you see when Kirk Burroughs, the guy that had his best friend, was talking about Biggie contract? He said Biggie just signed the contract where he was supposed to get a certain amount of money, right? He said Puffy came when Biggie died. Puffy came to Kirk Burroughs and said certain parts of the contract where his money, when he died, or if something happened to him, his money and stuff, he said, take that out. Kirk Burroughs was like, I'm not doing that because that's foul. You know what I'm saying? Puffy got mad. And what did he do to Kirk Burroughs? The same dude he grew up with that protected him, had his back, was faithful to him. He busts up in the office one day with a baseball bat, Kirk Burroughs said. Puffy ran up in there like, yo, I need that 25% of the business. Because he put the business 25% in Kirk Burroughs' name, his best friend, and 75% in his mom's name. Because he didn't want his name on it. Because remember, he had all those stuff where them kids died in the gym from that event he sponsored. And he also had the situation with these sexual charges that could come up as he got bigger. So he was smart in not putting that in anybody's thing. So he had 25 million. That's what it was, the 25 million in stock. He came there, was like, I need that stock, which is basically his stake in the business. It came out to $25 million. He said, I need it. And then he threw the thing down and said, sign your rights away. You know what I'm saying? And the dude was like, what? And he said he had to bat up, like, do it up like he gonna hurt him. And he signed it away. And he said, yeah, he treated Kirk bad. He said, Kirk was like, you know, like, look at him. He's like, I'm gonna give it back. I promise. I'm gonna give it back. He never got that shit back. Yeah, I need that money to do something. Never got that shit back. And the guy still stayed there and worked because he believed in the company and he believed in Puffy that he was gonna pay him back. And then the thing that was cool about it is Kirk Burroughs, they asked him why he stayed after that. He said, you know, you see something, you build something, you want to see it through and you still believe in it. And, you know, he remember what Puffy went through in his life. And he kind of felt a little bit bad for him. And, you know, he looked at him as a brother. Man, not me. Not me. After that shit, nah. That's foul. And then the thing that's crazy at the end, when he was talking about, when Kirk Burroughs was talking about Puffy was fucking with him too, sexually. You know what I mean? Put him in the position where he was messing with him. Then Kirk Burroughs was like, yeah, you know, I dealt with the homelessness, the depression. Damn, he had $25 million and he was coerced to take it back. They had to take it away from him. He helped build that shit. Helped build it. That's heartbreaking. Because, I mean, as a business owner, man, it's hard. You have ups and downs. And, you know, you got to maintain the course and stay focused and go through all that and then have somebody take that away from you. Somebody you trust and you see as a brother and they do you like that. And then they fuck with you sexually, like force you to do stuff. Man, crazy, man. Crazy. Another thing is this, man. Real fast. I'm going to say this quick. I forgot that guy's name. Somebody put his name in the chat. The young boy that was doing the music for Puffy at the end. And they was on the yacht, like, and dude was on the exercise bike. And Puffy was supposed to give him a house next door to him because his skills were so good at making music and all of that type of stuff. And he was like, you my right-hand man. No, not Sean. Little Rod. Man, I felt so bad for Little Rod, man. Oh, my God. Yo, listen. Shout out to Little Rod. And I'm going to say why. Why I say shout out. That man got on TV and he said he woke up and he was sore, if you know what I'm talking about. He said Puffy showed him a movie. What did he say? A video? Or a magazine? Some pictures of males doing inappropriate thing to each other. And he was like, I'm wondering why he's showing me this. And he said, he told Little Rod, let me write that name down so I remember, Little Rod. He told Little Rod, this is how you come up, baby, in this industry. Ain't that some shit? He told Little Rod, this is how you come up in the industry. By bending over. Fuck you and the industry. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That shit is crazy. Then the Craig Mack shit. Oh my God. He said, Puffy will only give you the fame. He'll give you the fame, but he gonna get that money from you. He said all the artists was running around broke. They had to come to him and ask for money as if he was the parent. He said they was at a fucking event and Craig Mack and his wife was there. He said Craig Mack's wife was borrowing money from her dad to help them make ends meet. And she said, how you got an artist that making all this money and he's on all the TV and you ain't got $1 in your name. Her dad said that, like, how the fuck are you on TV? How you ain't making money? That's embarrassing, humiliating. And he didn't care about doing that to people. He would do that to them. He would do people dirty. And I think, you know, with the stress and stuff of how, like, you know, some of these rappers died that was around Puffy, I think a lot of it, their health problems came from the situation that he put them through. You know, Craig Mack had a messed up disease. You know what I'm saying? But Puffy, you here today and gone tomorrow. He don't care. He'll give you the fame. You be in the street, hey, that's Craig Mack. But that only goes so far. You still gotta make, yeah, it went platinum. You still have to make a living. This guy had a wife and you shitting on him. Say he walked up to Puffy at the party and his wife was standing there and said, man, Puff, I'm broke. Can I have some money? He said Puffy pulled a knot. The wife said he pulled a knot out and pulled one $100 bill out the knot and gave it to him. Could you imagine walking away after somebody gave you $100? And they owe you tens of thousands of dollars? Because at this time, rappers was making a little bit of something. How devilish is that? But getting back to that Little Rob shit, when he told me, hey, you know, you got to bend over and take it, baby. Then, man, listen. Oh my God, there's so much shit with this shit. Did you see the part when they was on the boat and Puffy was so fucked up off of E and other drugs, he was sweating and he was mumbling. Remember, he was trying to rap and shit, and they had him on camera. His eyes was bugged out. He was sweaty as hell. You see how dark he was under the eyes, like his health problems? See how fat his stomach was? And he was standing up there all nasty and shit. Oh my God. When I seen that, I was like, this is bad. I said, no wonder he didn't want nobody to see this. Man, I'm going to tell you something. Being a celebrity, I would never want that shit. I would never want that shit. Because I'm going to tell you something. First of all, you don't know people's intention when they come up on you. And number two, people a lot of times think you are as you perform on thing, and nothing can be further than the truth. This motherfucker here, man, did you see when he took Sting's Every Breath You Take beat? He took that beat. I remember he was in trouble for that. He got taken to court by Sting, the rock guy. And they settled to where Puffy got to pay Sting $2,000 a day for the rest of his life in a settlement because he used that song, Every Breath You Take, in the Biggie Missing You song. When they showed that Biggie Missing You shit, and he came out dancing and all that stupid shit, did you see how Sting was? He was trying to perform, but Puffy in the back there, he not rapping it, just some clown shit. Jazz hands, just goofy shit. That's who he is. That's who he is. The dude, little Rod or whatever, he never even gave him his money. He gave him what, $10,000, $20,000, and he owed him massive amounts of money. And he was sitting there he gave that man 1.5, 2 years of his life just living with him. That shit is fucked up. And then when the people talk about how he got over them, you could see the hurt in their face and in their voice, and just about how they feel like fools, but they got to tell their story. Man, I couldn't be in that position. I mean, I don't know how he was alive after doing that to so many people. People that we looked up to and like thought like, yo, you see this dude in the street, he'd take care of you. You know what I mean? Like all these rappers and stuff like the Locks and shit, they don't fuck around. How did he get that off? And then the making of the band, you're right, Raheem, the making of the band shit. He did them dirty. Made them walk from Brooklyn to Manhattan at night to get cheese. You know how dangerous New York is? To get cheesecake and they running around, camera crew with him. Then he acting crazy and talking crazy. That Dan 86 shit, them white girls. Man, come on, man. Come on. They had that one girl on there where the other girl made a statement, said she saw her getting raped. And the girl was like, I don't remember that. And she said, even if it did happen, I don't want to remember it. Man, people were scared of him because they needed him. And that's the thing. That's the thing about this. This guy exploited men and women. And he had a gift. And at one time, he had the world in the palm of his hand from a music standpoint. He could have been the next Quincy Jones because he was getting talent and he was making all of these groups, but he was fucking them all over at the end. He had Faith Evans. Listen to this. He had Biggie, Craig Mack, Faith Evans. He had the Locks. He had Black Rob, right? Some of these songs right now, if they play them today, they're in commercials and it's still, those beats are still timeless. The Biggie Hypnotized beat. Come on, they still playing that shit right now. If that's one of the most universally worldwide known beats ever. If you put on that Biggie Hypnotized beat right now, somebody I'll be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? That beat got so much energy. It make anybody be like, stand up like, yo, that's my, you know, it bring you back. He was a part of that. He could have changed the world. If Pac and Biggie was still alive, rap would not sound like it sound today. So in my opinion, he helped fuck hip hop up. He did. Because when Biggie died, that was his golden goose. Then obviously he getting all these other acts, but he have some type of control in what they do, what they sound, what they look like, the ski goggles with the shiny suits, the puffy shit. Yo, goofy shit. Goofy, that's all him. Because he had control. He made the world his personal playground, and he also did that part of in the way hip-hop culture was shaped. And it all was about him looking good. That shit is fucked up. He could have helped a lot of people. He could have. But he didn't. He was selfish. And when I saw this documentary, in my opinion, the way I seen it was, he was so selfish, he don't realize the gift he had And what he turned himself into, he acted like it was supposed to just be like that. And the more money he got, the more it magnetized the devil that he really was. That shit is hurtful. When I seen that shit and I laid in the bed after it was over around 12 or 1 o'clock at night, I laid there, I said, I'm doing a video on this tomorrow while it's fresh in my head. If you have not seen that thing, y'all, you gotta see it. Because, I mean, it'll hurt you. Just some of the shit. Then they had, listen, this is the part that's crazy too. They only talked about the trial the last 10 minutes of the movie. The last 10 minutes of the thing. The whole thing before that was coming up from when he came up all the way to the court date. So all this shit they was telling, yeah, Mace, he had Mace. You know what I'm saying? And that shit crazy. Shit is crazy. This guy right here was a predator. And he would offer you something that a lot of people want, fame, but he would take the finance from it. What the hell is it good? Can you imagine going out and performing at a place and everybody screaming and hollering your name? You got the mic, you turning the party out. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't got $1 to your name. And you know you got to go up there and perform because you have fans and responsibilities, but you know you're not going to get the money you deserve. And you just came from him feeding you some bullshit and fleeing you, you know what I'm saying? And you got to go out there and perform. That's why when you would see him in them MTV rap videos and the artists just be sitting there like, yo, but like they be sitting there and he be hugging all on them. Yeah, we got some big things coming up. Remember Craig Mack video on Yo MTV Raps? Yeah, Craig Mack, he about to come out. Craig Mack was like, what? You owe me money from the first album. What you talking about? See, my thing is this. If I don't like you, I won't be around you. And you damn sure won't put your fucking hands on me. I don't see how they was letting him touch on them. Oh, yo, man. Come on. Then I'm going to tell y'all something crazy. Y'all never knew this. I was locked up in the feds. Look how crazy the world is. I was locked up in the feds, right? When I did my bank robbery bullshit in the street. I was locked up at the same prison Puffy at right now. Fort Dix. FCI. Fort Dix. I was there. I was there where he's at right now. Then the thing about that is, you know what I'm saying? The dude, when I was there in the 2000s, I was locked up with the dude they was talking about in the documentary that shot Tupac at the elevator. One of the two dudes, Little Sean. I know him from the Fed time. Shout out Little Sean. I know he a cool ass dude. I was locked up with him. He stayed in the same building as me, the same mod. And it's crazy. The documentary came. I'm like, damn, I know Little Sean. Shit is wild, man. Then that, man, yo, what about the part, man? Oh, God. It's so much with this shit. I can go another hour with this shit. Listen, what about the part where they took the dude in the bathroom, Puffy and his son, the oldest son, the light-skinned dude with the curly hair, and they shot the dude up and left him there. And then Puffy told the guy that was in there, take the guy, who's that, Little Rod? Little Rod was the one that was in there, wasn't he? He said, take the man outside and tell him he died in the front. We'll take care of the rest. And the ambulance came. He got the guy out there, and they whisked the guy away. He said, I ain't never see the guy no more. I don't know if he live or died. Puffy crazy. Just doing crazy shit. That shit with him and the, what's the girl? Let's get back. What's the girl? Capricorn Clark? Ain't that the girl that was his man, the one that was his handler or whatever? And he had her in the car, and they went over to Kid Cudi house and tried to kill him and shit. Puffy, what you getting mad for? Because your girl was over there. You was doing that to other people's girl. You know what I'm saying? Shit crazy, man. It's crazy how people will do dirt to others, and then when the same dirt get done to them, they get mad and blow their shit. You know what I mean? That shit with Shine, where the girl got shot in the face, and the thing, and then he let Shine take that fall for that. Man, come on. They say Shine in politics now. Ain't that something? Yeah, Puffy, man, he a mess. Yo, I would not be around him. And he's scary because he not going to give you something for nothing. If y'all paid attention when the making of the band, and this was key to me, the making of the band, remember when Babs was talking about, they gave her a contract and he was like this thick, and he said, you got till tomorrow morning to read that shit. And she said she didn't read up her lawyer. She said she didn't get her lawyer. She said she just signed it. And they was like, why you do that? She was like, it's Puffy. People believed in him, and he made himself, his persona, so much larger than life. People trusted him in taking them where they wanted to go in life, and he used that and exploited people. That's a death sentence to me. I mean, that's a death sentence, and you knew these people was going to trust you, and you never delivered nothing. And then the thing that's crazy with that contract, he said they showed him, it's come out of his own mouth in the video. See, it's truth a lot of time in a joke. Puffy said, y'all make sure y'all signed it, right? Because once you sign it, once you're in, you can't get out. And he laughed and leaned to the side. Nothing was further from the truth. That motherfucker told the truth right there. He told the truth. And I mean, it just hurt me that so many people got rolled up on by him, and some of them lost their lives. You know what I'm saying? And then at the end, when Kirk Burroughs, his boy, was talking about how he never got the money back, never got his part of the company, and he never, and then like Puffy did some like inappropriate stuff to him. Man, yo, if you do that to your best friend, your A1, you ain't shit, and you'll do that to anybody. You know what I'm saying? What y'all got to say about anything? Yeah, it's only 4 parts. Each one of them is an hour though. But the first 2, in my opinion, was the best. The first 2 told everything. It talked about the Tupac thing. It talked about how goofy he is. And then the thing that bothered me too, the way he talked about them people in Harlem. That dude, and y'all seen it on the news, that guy took the jacket off his own back and gave it to Puffy. Puffy had a coat on. He said, yo, that's a nice jacket. I guess dude was like, yo, you want it? Did you hear Puffy? Yeah, let me get that. Why would you? You're a billionaire. Why would you take that from that man? Why would you take that? And the guy was like, off my back. You know what I'm saying? Gave him the coat. Put it on Puffy. Puffy let him put it on. They gonna get in the car and act like everybody in that he come across dirty. This is what I did with 150 hugs. I got the like people was dirty. The same motherfuckers that bought your corny ass albums and supported real artists under you, and that money went to you because you was fucking them in the ass, not just literally, figuratively. And now you better than these people? You never better than the people that put you where you at. I got 150 subscribers today, right? I don't look down on anybody that spends their part of their time watching the video. Your time is everything. How about being grateful and just care about people? So let me tell you something, man. When I first came on my channel, and like y'all see the Stock Market Steve banner up here, some of y'all was with me from the jump. My first videos was, I said, you know what? I want to do something. I don't just want to make videos that's goofy or crazy. Everybody does that. I want to do something where people learn something. So I said, okay, I've been, in the finance and stock market and saving money for a long time. I said, let me teach this to people. Namely, people of color that don't understand that money is a catalyst for all things possible if you know how to work it right. So that's why I was called Stock Market Steve. I said, let me jump on here and give something back. It's everybody's welcome, but financially, my people do need something. And I was going to make it easy. That's the only reason why I got on YouTube, right? Then over time, I switched to doing news stories and things I was passionate about, things that was bothering me. And we started doing that. And here we are right now. And that's where I met a lot of you. Some of y'all guys been with me since the beginning, and I'm eternally grateful. Some of you guys got to know me personally. Some of y'all have contact information to contact me. Some of you guys, you know what I'm saying? We've met. And it's just, this is a journey. I don't know where it's taking me, but I mean, I just try to stay positive and go in a straight line, one step after another, and give y'all good content. Because you got to remember, YouTube is like a life, like living a life. Every year you become older, your journey changes, your trajectory changes. I don't know where we're going to be in 2026. But hopefully we're going to be here, and we're going to all be here together moving forward. You know what I'm saying? That's why you hear me in my videos sometimes. These videos, they be bothering me. I'm like, man, I wish I could fix this shit. I wish I could never be president. I always say that. You know why I can never be president? I'm a sidestep for a second. The reason why I can never be president, to be a president, you get endorsements. Companies give you billions to fund your campaign. Nobody would fund my campaign because a lot of stuff that's out here, a lot of these big businesses, they would lose money because a lot of regulations I did would be a threat to them. You understand what I'm saying? Shit that's harmful, we're going to get it out of the environment. You know what I'm saying? Cancer, we going to cure. AIDS, we going to get that shit out of here too. But I'm going to tell you something. You cannot tell me, as deadly as those viruses are and all this other shit out here and cancer and stuff like that, it's big business for pharmaceutical companies. They would never cure that shit. And I'm more than sure they got the know-how to do it. It's probably locked up in the safe somewhere. But it's big business. It's big business in crime, big business in violence, big business in death, big business in sick people. You know what I'm saying? And if you really just look at it, man, you know, as far as money, like I told you, you know, I don't fight over black and white. I don't get caught up in that no more. That shit passe. The real color's green. And that's where the war is being fought. While all the lower people, you know, that, you know, can't understand what the vision is higher up, they bicker amongst themselves and what they think they know. And honestly, they don't know nothing at all. You know, it all boils down to this. We're all ignorant about something. It might be different degrees of it, but I mean, ignorance, you know, they say ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is also profitable. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of people out here that were lazy as kids and wasn't taught the right thing. And they look for, and when they get to be grown-ups, they look for other people to do the thinking for them. And the ones that do the thinking are the ones that profit. And the ones that aren't doing the thinking, they only move to like small goals to where, you know, their thinking is just obtaining something. And once they get that, that's all they want. And if they get that, they can go and get something else. And no. Would you say, I'm curious to know if anyone agrees. I wanted to do a class action suit against the entertainment industry for several reasons. For the glamorizing beef, encouraging beef, or to increase sales. You know what I think, honestly? I think that I mean, you would have to have a lot of people, and then you have to have the definitive proof. Because I'm gonna tell you something about lawsuits. If they have lawsuits out, and say, remember back in the day when they was saying like you can't say curse words in rap, and all these people was making a big thing about it, and they was like, you need to censor rap, remember? And people put up a big fuss, right? They started putting that advisory on that sticker at the bottom that clears them of any wrongdoing. Like this situation with the Diddy thing, right? Diddy didn't want this documentary out. Here where I'm going with this. Diddy didn't want the documentary out, right? What did they do in the beginning of the documentary, each series, each part, and then at the end, they had the same thing. Yeah, Puff Daddy, this and that, guilty until proven innocent, all this type of stuff, where they were saying, you know, what we attained this legally, so ain't no chance of no lawsuit. They put all them disclaimers out there to where it ain't like, you know, like say like they didn't put that stuff up there, Diddy could sue. Because you can say, y'all got that from anywhere. Y'all weren't supposed to get that. You stole it. That's why they put them disclaimers up there. They do the same thing with rap. It would be hard to get a class action lawsuit, especially from rap back in the day where they used to have that sticker on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell you something, man. Honestly, a lot of people ain't parenting their kids. And a lot of people like hearing music. Music is motivating. You know how many people every day get in the car and play stuff like bio cuss words and stuff like that in front of their children in the car? So you got to remember, a lot of the violent youth now, they're conditioned from birth. A lot of them are in the car. Every day they get in the car, they're hearing all kind of music. It's going in their subconscious, their psyche, at little kids. Parents are smoking weed in the car, taking them to school. They seeing all this negligent behavior. And when you grow up, you parent like you were parenting. And look at the world now. We're fucked up. We are fucked up. Not just talking about black folk. Everybody's fucked up. Everybody's fucked up. And it's just sad. I mean, we are fucked up, man. America's messed up, man. You know what I'm saying? The old way ain't working no more. It's not. But anyway, man, listen, I'm past the 1 hour mark. It's Friday night. I'm going to keep y'all on here. I ain't even ate dinner yet. But I wanted to talk a little bit about that Puffy stuff, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. I mean, it's... Jesus Christ. I mean, I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was... And then the thing where they had... Listen, I got to say this before I get off of here. They had another stripper on there, a dark-skinned dude. Did y'all see that dark-skinned stripper? He wasn't the Punisher dude. He was another dude. He said he fucked with them for a couple of years. No, what you say, 6 years he fucked with them? Him and Cassie? Puffy and Cassie? He said Puffy was calling himself Frank Black. Remember, at the end of Biggie Small's life, in his latest rap videos, he was calling himself Frank White. Puffy took the alias and changed it to Black. And he running around there doing it. The stripper guy said that one day he looked and Puffy, they would save his semen in the glass. And they said they were saving it for like months. And he was like, what are y'all doing that for? Said Puffy was like, what's wrong with that? They're saving his nut. They said Cassie said they saved the man's sperm and Puffy plays with it and rubs it on him. Hear me out. As a black man, I ain't never heard no shit like that. That made me want to fight him. Like, yo, who does that? Who does that? They talking about he was taking the nut and rubbing it on his nips. Are you fucking kidding me? Let me tell you something. We got a lot of people in here. A lot of y'all don't know my granddad. I tell stories about my granddad when I was raised and getting my ass beat. My granddad was old school than the motherfucker. Here we go with John Wash's story. Can you imagine my granddad, John Washington, God rest his soul? Could you imagine if Puffy was me and John Wash was his grandfather? Could you imagine that shit? My granddad would have fucked me up and then disowned me. I don't even think I would have survived that ass whipping. This motherfucker was beating me with a belt and I was speaking Swahili. Imagine what he would do if he saw that shit. Could you imagine? You know, Puffy was lying and shit. And there's another thing, when Puffy, at the end, Puffy was calling people trying to get him to speak for him. Motherfuckers backing off Puffy. What was he saying out of his mouth? This there broke. People got broke problems, so they coming after me. They want money. They want my money. No, they want their money that you took from them. You see how people always come up with this type of thing of, oh, you broke, so you're attacking me because I have and you don't. No, it ain't like that, fam. That was the cop out. In the documentary, somebody said, I can't remember who it was. They said, you notice with him, with this court shit, they said he's not saying, what did I do to get myself in this? He said, all he's thinking about is, how can I get out of this? How much money do I have to have? What do I have to do? Who I got to pay off? Who I got to... Crazy, man. That's the thing. You make the world your oyster and you don't care about nobody else. But, man, my granddad, man, could you imagine man, listen. Say I was like Puffy. I'd be like, yeah, Dad, they coming after my money and all this. My granddad would ride for me. No, he'd be like, okay, Puffy. Well, he wouldn't call me no fucking Puffy. He called me Steve. All right, Stevie, we're going to go to court. I'm going to get you the best lawyer. And my granddad, man, he would sacrifice for us. He would probably give his life savings for a good lawyer and go in there and he'd be standing back there. You know what I'm saying? Because my granddad ain't down with that limelight shit. He'll just get out the car and just walk in there and shit. He won't be waving and all shit like Puffy's mom. He'd go up in there and they start reading that shit. Yeah, Diddy had dolphin teeth. Big ass fucking teeth. That's another thing. They were showing his teeth. His teeth was grown before his body. When he was real skinny, his teeth, I'm like, God damn, his teeth is big. I mean, he had fucking, those shits was like, what the fuck? Killer whale teeth. So anyway, Puffy go in there. You know what I'm saying? And they start reading them charges. Could you imagine my grandfather? Because I was raised with my granddad, he old school. Could you imagine John Watts? I already know the one part he would lose his shit. First of all, the beating on Cassie shit, he would have been in there when if I would have never been able to look at him. I'd have been sitting up there. I can't look back at my family. Because I already know he gonna be looking at, he had them red ass eyes, he'd have been looking. The beating up of Cassie, that right there would have got me fucked up. On top of that, the gross stuff, the nasty stuff, come on, man. The gay shit he was doing, oh, man. Baby oil, they show the baby oil, my granddad. They show that baby oil, my granddad would be like, Lord have mercy. Look, he would say it out loud. They'd be like, Mr. Washington, we're going to have to throw you out of here because you keep talking. You can't interrupt. Lord have mercy. I'm sorry, Your Honor. That's my grandson, or he was at least. I don't know who you are. Excuse me for a second. They be banging the gavel and shit. Bunny, this, he talking to my grandma. Bunny, this is all your fault. Look at Thomas. It's all your fault. Look at him. Look at him. That come from your side of the family, not mine. Johnny, don't be talking like that. You always putting it on me. Who am I putting it on? Because none of my people act like that. We never had baby oil. Hell, buddy, we ain't got baby oil in the goddamn house. How does he know about it? Then he's using it for the wrong thing. You're sitting up here with pink cocaine. What the hell is pink cocaine? You're running up here. That explains the puffy suits and the shiny shit. Dancing in the videos. No rap talent. I believe everything they said. You're up there doing the Harlem Shake. I see where you got that from. Too much bending over. They was making you do the Harlem Shake. It's a nervous tick. You're sitting up there, baby oil, beating women, touching baby gravy, rubbing it on you like it's Jergens lotion. Throw up just came in my mouth. Excuse me, Your Honor, I'm sorry. My heart is hurting. You need Jehovah. Go get the goddamn bottle. In fact, don't even touch it. You set it on fire. You're the devil. It would be a mess. It would be a mess. I would just sink in the seat. Yo, the people that draw the art, they would have my granddad in there like screaming fire out his mouth, pointing at me, and I'd be just sitting there looking stupid. Now I understand in your videos when you were saying, take that. Now I know why. You was taking it. Now you're trying to give it to somebody else. God damn it. Show him the goddamn flowers. Get my son no more. Buddy, he's not in my house. He's not allowed in my yard. He better not touch my grass. He better not come on my street, 2910 Thompson. He better not be there. Fathers, you can come as Holmes Lounge down the street. 27th. They got good crabs there. But man, that shit is crazy. My granddad, my mom, she'd wait till nobody got around and be like, Stevie, what the fuck is you doing? What the fuck, Stevie? What the fuck is you doing? Man, could you imagine that shit? The Punisher. The Punisher. The guy's called The Punisher. You let a man called The Punisher play in your girlfriend's Cassie's garden. You let another man sniff a goddamn flowers while you sat there with a bandana on your face like you some damn desperado with your dick out. That's when I would get fucked up. When he can't talk no more and he do like this, and then that's when hands would be put on me. That's when I would have got the mitts. He would have put the mitts on me. It'd have been it would have been the funniest court thing. It'd have been the funniest and saddest thing. He'd have put a body in there. My granddad be doing life right now. My granddad was a fucking animal. God, man, I couldn't even listen. They said all of this nasty shit while his kids were in the courtroom. I want you to let that sink in. And then they came out mad because he was locked up. You know why? He was doing freak offs with his kids. They said it in the documentary. Especially the older boy, the light-skinned boy with the curly hair. He was partners in crime with his dad. Did you see the one part when Puffy was all high and shit and they was like standing around looking at him? He was all goofy like he was a child himself. I said, damn, you're that father. What the fuck? I mean, it's just uncomfortable, man. Then the Justin Bieber shit, man, they ain't talk about that. He mentioned Justin Bieber in the thing when he told, people gonna talk about Justin, because he already knew who was gonna take the stand against him. He already knew before the court. That shit is crazy. Justin Bieber ain't been the same. You You know what I'm saying? And then, like, you know, motherfuckers, I'm just saying this. I don't know. Motherfuckers was talking about Diddy's dick was small and all this type of shit. I don't believe none of that. Let me tell you why. Because whatever size it was making motherfuckers crazy when it went up in them and was fucking them up. They psyche. So it's more than just the act. You know what I mean? I mean, man, go see the documentary, y'all. You know, then the part when Keefe D, this part was funny too. Keefe D, they showed the video where Usher was young. And they was driving Keefe D telling the feds this. He like, yo, remember that video with him and Usher? Usher was a little kid. He said, and Puffy was driving. That's my 6'4" they was driving in the video. And so Usher on the thing, he said, then Usher was standing up in the car. He said, yeah, motherfucker stood up in the car and fucked my paint up. Puffy paid for the paint job. Keefe D was telling shit he didn't have to tell just to convince these feds that he was telling the truth. That's some vile shit. You want people to know. And now your ass locked up and you were acting like you don't know why you in there. See how they get you? Motherfuckers think when somebody tell you, okay, sign this agreement and tell us what we need to hear. And then you start telling more, they can throw that piece of paper away. And look at Keefe D. Old as hell, still trying to fight in prison. Motherfuckers got hits on him. Dumb shit. I'm 52 years old. I look stupid as hell if I'm in prison. I would look dumb as hell. Could you imagine that shit, me getting mollywopped in prison? Yeah, foreign YouTuber named by the name of, you know they almost say my name right and shit. Former YouTuber by the name of Stock Market Steve, I think it is. Yeah, 150,000 subscribers. Went to jail for some unscrupulous stuff, and now he's in there getting mollywopped. Jesus Christ. Jesus. What if they sent me back to my old jail and Puffy was there? And he saw my video of me shitting on him. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know he got money, so he had the goons. They had me standing there embarrassing me. They have a cell phone. Do the Harlem Shake. I'm like, I am. Oh, nigga. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. I'm mind my business. Stay in my goddamn house. Either way, man, damn, I gotta eat. My voice is parched. I done opened the Mountain Dew. I ain't took a drink yet. My throat going all out. Thank you guys for spending part of your weekend with me, man. Y'all be good, man. Thank you. We had almost 800 people in here. That's good. But I appreciate you guys spending part of your weekend with me. You guys take it easy. We'll start this thing tomorrow with these videos. Remember, the Sinister Intent channel will be backing up and running. We're going to try to get 2 videos a week out of there with true crime. Tony know what to do with the channel. She going to do a good job. Y'all show her some love, man, and support her like she's been supporting us on this channel. You guys be good. I love you as always. I'll see you tomorrow. You guys take care. Thank you so much for joining me tonight.